place. The second paragraph talks about the solutions, how to come out of those communication problems. A few suggestions paragraph talks about. So many questions are rather easy, should not be a problem. We'll start with the first question, but before that, in the passage, underline the word totem. Write the meaning of that. Totem means person, thing, or an animal that is supposed to have magical powers, and considered as emblem, symbolic in nature. Usually it goes with brackets, right? Tribal people. Tribal people consider certain things, certain animals symbolic, and they feel they have these animals or things that have significant powers or magical powers. Those are known as totem. But here it goes with what is the context here? Does it talk about tribal people, or does it talk about corporate communication skills? Now you underline totem pole as one unit. That has a different meaning altogether. Write the meaning of that. That means, please write hierarchy. Totem pole means what? Hierarchy. You all know the meaning of the word hierarchy. What does it mean? Organizational structure. The chairman, the MD, the directors, the vice president, the GM, the manager, the executives, the whole structure is called hierarchy. So the other expression for that, totem pole. Now we'll go to the questions. Many of these questions you don't have to read the passage. Common sense, you can answer the questions. Now first question, or question number 1, what is meant by conflicting communication preferences? Please underline the expression conflicting communication preferences mentioned in the beginning of the stanza 1. So where do you see this expression? The very first sentence talks about that, or second sentence? Second sentence talks about that. Directors and middle managers in particular tend to get caught in the middle of those conflicting communication preferences. Now, does it sound positive or negative? Underline the word conflicting. Conflict talks about something negative. Based on that, you can guess the meaning of, or get the correct option. What is the first option here? Communications done with the directors. No, not right. Communications that are often misleading. Possibility is there. Poor communications done at corporate level. What is this passage about? One is communications, but what is the context? Corporate level. So I said hold the second one, hold the third one. Communications that have turned into an argument, not correct. Poor communication done unintentionally, not correct. But here, based on the context, based on the passage, what is more specific? Which one is more specific? The third option. So what is the answer here? Poor communications done at corporate level. Underline corporate level. I hope it's clear. Question number 2. Communication is one of the most significant parts of the job because, this you don't have to read the passage. What is the first one? Employees have to state different ideas before their seniors in one of the most attractive way. No. Underline the word attractive and reject the option. What is the second one? Corporate workers hardly say any word to each other. That is also not right. Then it becomes something like a silent movie. Pushpaka Vimanam. Am I right? And underline the word hardly. Hardly positive or negative? So which part of speech is it? Adverb, hardly. And there's one more word you have to recollect. Please write the word hard. Hard, which part of speech is it? It could be an adjective, it could be an adverb. He is a hard worker. What is it here? Adjective. He works hard. What is it here? Adverb. How does he work? Hard. adverb. So this is not right. And one more thing you have to recollect, please underline each other. Next to it you write one another. Let me ask the first question, each other, which part of speech is it? Immediate answer. This is not the main question. The next question is the main question. Which part of speech is it? It's a pronoun. Now the actual question, which type of pronoun is it? Little louder. Who says a reciprocal? Very good, I appreciate. All of you please make a note, underline the expression each other and write, first you write the part of speech, pronoun, and which type of pronoun is it? A reciprocal pronoun. In English, we have reciprocal pronouns. There are two in number. One each other, the other one another. Also write one another. Now what is the difference between each other, one another? When we talk about two persons or two things, we use each other. More than two, we use one another. So that you have to recollect. Next one, employees have to deal with a wide variety of the people. Is it right or wrong? Do you have to read the passage for this? So what is the answer? The fourth option is the answer. Employees have to deal with a wide variety would have been better, not the wide variety. Please change it to a wide variety of the people, Shall I move on to the next one? Yes, sir. Oh, thank you. Who are the people tend to get caught in the conflicting communication preferences? The second sentence clearly mentions two groups. What is the first one? Directors. What is the second one? Middle managers. Which option talks about that? Second option, directors. Third option, middle managers. So what is the answer based on that? Fourth option, both 2 and 3. Question number 4. According to the passage, work environments should. Please go to the second paragraph, the first sentence. What to do about the workplace miscommunication. Work environments don't have to be full of miscommunication landmines, one dimension, and business can take practical steps to improve communication. Then he talks about those practical steps. What is the first option here? Be full of lots of employees that can communicate more and more with wider class of people. Then no work, only communication. So please reject that option. Have with the executives that can help others to mislead the communication. That is ridiculous. Underline the word mislead. Take steps to improve the communication processes. You don't have to read the passage for this. Tick this one. Not be filled, should not be filled with miscommunication landmines mentioned in the passage. So what is the answer based on that? Both 3 and 4. This paper, if someone gets all the 30 right, it won't be a surprise for me. Someone may get all the 30 right. You understand what I say? Fine. Question number 5. Middle managers have the worst of all worlds means what? Middle managers are ill-treated by the seniors. Not right. Middle managers don't get proper training, so they suffer a lot. Not mentioned in the passage. Middle managers don't have the proper communication skills, so they face lots of problems while performing the tasks assigned to them. There's a possibility. Hold this one. But based on the context, based on the passage, middle managers often caught into the conflicting communication preferences, which lead them to have the worst of all the sections. This seems right. What is the fifth option? Middle managers are not provided with the better training skills. That is not right. So what is the answer based on that? Beyond any doubt, fourth option. You have a question? No? Fine. What is the question number now? To move up the corporate ladder, one must have, for this also you don't have to read the passage, broad understanding of different communication styles. That's only one aspect. Ability to adapt the approach to their position in the organization. One aspect. Hold that also. What is the third option? 1 and 2. What is the fourth? Larger share of directors as seniors working above. That has no relevance at all to the question. Deep knowledge and understanding to promote to the next level from the current position in the organization. That is also not right. So what is the answer here? One is communication styles, broad understanding, that is right. Also, ability to adapt the approach to the position in the organization. So what is the answer? Both 1 and 2. Question number 7. What are the remedies mentioned in the second stanza of the passage that can improve the communication skills at the workplace? So if you go to the second paragraph, you see many of these. What is the first option? Having clearer goals for every scheduled meeting, mentioned in the passage. Firm-wide training, mentioned in the passage. All these in the second paragraph. Having wider range of communication tools, mentioned in the passage. Awareness of communication differences, mentioned in the passage. So what is the answer? All of the above. Choose the word which best expresses the meaning of the following word given in bold in the passage. What is the word given? Prolific. Usually this word goes with writers. So please write the combination, prolific writer. See, some people struggle to write a book. They may take 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. But some people write just like that, off the cuff. And 1 year they may write 10 books. That means what? They can write effortlessly within no time. If someone can generate ideas or write effortlessly within no time a lot of books, then we call that particular person a prolific writer. So prolific writer means what? Someone who can write just like that without any effort. But here this is a little confusing. How many of you have chosen the first option? Raise your hands. I appreciate those students, not expected. That's why I appreciate. So generally, what is the meaning of the word fertile? What does it go with? It goes with land. And you don't expect this to be the answer. But the word fertile has a primary meaning which goes with agriculture. Write the combination fertile land. Fertile land. The secondary meaning of the word fertile, to be able to generate something spontaneously. It means prolific, to be able to generate a lot of ideas effortlessly. So what is the meaning of the word prolific? The same meaning. So fertile mind, here you write the second combination, fertile mind. Fertile mind means what? Are you guys listening? Fertile mind means what? To be able to generate a lot of ideas effortlessly. To be able to write effortlessly, what do you say? Prolific. It goes with writing, it also goes with generation of ideas. So based on that, what is the similar meaning of the word prolific? Fertile. But we'll check the other options. What is the second option here? Barren. Barren goes with, again, land. Please write the combination. Barren land means what? Quite opposite of fertile, not fertile. Fertile opposite barren. There's one more barren. Please write the word B-A-R-O-N. What is the meaning? You have got many a time. Barren means a person, important person in a particular field. If you take the media, there's an important person in this particular state. And who is that important person who belongs to the media, whether it is the print media or the broadcast media or the electronic media? Who is that person? Obviously, Ramoji Rao. So what do we call Ramoji Rao? A media baron. So write the combination. Ramoji Rao is known as media baron. Means an important person in the field of media. Have you got it? You all must be knowing the fugitive. Write the word fugitive. What is the meaning of the word fugitive? Second time. What is the meaning of the word? Too early to say that. You have got this many a time. Whenever I talk about migration, I give a few words. What is the first word which is in the limelight, which has been in the limelight? First you write the word exodus. Exodus means mass migration of people. Today from Syria, a lot of people have been migrating. What is the word for that? Exodus. Then migration. When someone migrates from a particular country to another country, then what is the word for that person? Please write the word refugee. What is the word? A refugee. Now one person from one country goes to another country seeking shelter, and the other country provides the shelter. What is the word for that? Please write the word asylum. First you write the word asylum, then you write the combination political asylum. Political asylum. Political asylum means what? Political shelter. Asylum has got two meanings. One meaning, a place for mentally disturbed people. Here what do we call? Mental hospital. But Britishers, they don't want to use harsh words. If you tell someone, where is that person? He is in mental hospital. It sounds very harsh. For that they say, he is in the asylum. Meaning is the same. But they try to say something that is very harsh in a nice way. And what is that called in English? Please write the word. It is known as euphemism. Please write the word euphemism. Euphemism means what? Saying something very harsh in a nice way. So mental hospital doesn't sound good. We say asylum. But asylum, we also use the combination political asylum for refugees. Now when you migrate from one country to another country because of not favorable conditions, then we use the word refugee. But sometimes what happens, someone does something in a particular country and police look for him. In that situation, he leaves the country and the police are in search of that person. Then what is that person called? The word for that person is fugitive. So what is the meaning of the word fugitive? A person who is on the run. Please write the meaning. A person who is on the run. Who is on the run means what? Who has escaped. A person who has escaped from a particular country. So today if you take Vijay Mallya, what do you call him? He is a fugitive. Have you got the meaning? Now they could trace him, that's a different thing. And Vijay Mallya, why all this information? I was talking about the word baron. I gave one example, media baron, Ramoji Rao. Liquor baron, who? Right. That's the reason to give all these words. Now we'll go back to the question. What is the question number 8? He wants, we got the answer. So baron goes with land, B-A-R-O-N goes with persons. Persons. Impregnable means, please write the meaning of that. Cannot be penetrated. Cannot be penetrated. Cannot be penetrated or cannot enter. Also write cannot enter. Write the combination impregnable fort. F-O-R-T. Fort. That means you cannot enter the fort. Impregnable. Difficult to enter. Have you got the meaning? Now what is the next one? Abundant. You all know this word. Abundant means what? Plenty. And plenty, from that word you can think of a few related words. Excess of something, please write the word plethora. Today if you take institutes, so many institutes are there, coaching institutes. So abundance of institutes, one expression. Plethora of institutes means what? Too many of them. Plethora means abundance. Abundant, too many. There is one idiomatic expression for the same idea. Please write mushroom growth. Mushroom growth. Mushroom growth of institutes. Write the combination also, mushroom growth of institutes. Too many institutes. Have you copied those two words? What is the next one? Fragile. Fragile means delicate. Write the word delicate, one meaning. Also write the word brittle. Brittle also means fragile or delicate. We also give the meaning, please write the meaning, easily breakable. Easily breakable. Fragile, delicate, brittle, easily breakable. They all mean the same. So you got the answer. Now I'll move on to the next question, question number 9. Choose a word which best expresses the meaning of the following word given in bold in the passage. What is it? Perks. Perks, first you write the meaning, incentives. Incentives. What is this question number? 9. So here, delicacies, write the meaning of the word delicacies. It goes with dishes. Special dishes or renowned dishes or exotic dishes. Unique, restricted to a particular place, delicacies. Something is a delicacy in a particular place. If you take lobsters, you know, prawns are small in size, and big lobster. In some areas, lobsters are a delicacy. You all must be knowing pearls. The joke here, what is the other name for Hyderabad? Hyderabad is known as Pearl City, but we don't produce pearls over here. All the pearls are imported from China. We only sell pearls. Still we got the name Pearl City. And usually where do you get pearls from? No idea? Please write pearl oyster. Pearl oyster. It is a mollusk, bivalve animal, invertebrate animal. 2 shells they open up. Inside, pearl is produced. Here in our country, we don't eat oysters. But if you go to France, the Mediterranean coast, France, many of those countries, oysters are a delicacy. Here during summer, what we do, palm fruit. What is the Telugu word? During summer you have, what is it? No, in Telugu. What is the word in Telugu? Right. So palm fruit, it's a delicacy in our country. But in France, pearl oysters are delicacy. And the way we have this palm fruit, what they do, they have the oysters. They take from the shells and they have. For us it is disgusting. For them it is a delicacy. That is a cultural difference. So is it relevant here? That is a $1 million question. So reject the first option. What is the second option? Advantages. Not exactly. Reject that also. Perquisites. Perks, perquisites. Seems right. Hold that one. Benefits. Incentives, benefits, one and the same. Consider this also. Boons. Boon, what is the opposite word? Please write the word bane. I'm not quite sure, but I feel generally we say perks means benefits or incentives. But this I could not cross-check. If the meaning of that is benefits, then you have to choose a third option. What is the reason? That goes with effective English. So based on that, what is the answer? The third option is the answer. But cross-check, we'll cross-check that one. Is it question number 10? Choose a word which is most opposite. Inevitable means what? Unavoidable. What is opposite? So which option is the answer? The second option. But the key says which option? They want similar or opposite. So don't depend. And write the meaning of the word predictable. Predictable means what? You can guess the future. You can tell the future, foretell the future. Escapable, what is opposite? Inescapable. Necessary, simple word. So predict the future. In our country, a lot of people can predict the future. Based on what? Please write 2 words, rather 3 words. First you write the word astronomy. Astronomy is science. What does it deal with? Scientific study of celestial bodies. Please write celestial bodies. That means stars, satellites, galaxies, universe, all that stuff. Astronomy. But when it comes to predicting the future, write the word astrology. Astrology is what? Not science. People say pseudoscience. Pseudoscience means what? Not real science. So based on the horoscope, write the word horoscope. Horoscope means what? Planetary positions at the time of your birth. Based on that, they predict the future. That is known as astrology. And sometimes it comes true, amazing. It is like one side of the coin, amazing, incredible. The other side, sometimes it doesn't happen. So it is not science. And higher level, some people, they look at your palm and they tell the future and past. What is that called? Please write the word palmistry. So you want to know your future? Look at your palm. Palmistry. One of the students requested me, sir, please tell a little words meanings slowly. I don't want to mention the name of that student. I don't want to look at that student also. But generally my style of teaching when I come to room number 5, it is rather fast. One of the reasons, I usually find 60 minutes not enough for what I have to say or impart. And in the past I took 15 minutes more. I would spend an hour and 15 minutes. But now I haven't taken. I may take. So usually it is fast. Then based on his request, I said, I will try to slow down. I hope the pace is okay. You're able to write. Fine. Shall I move on to the next one? What are these questions about? Closed test. Easy, almost all are easy. Only thing you should understand the context. That is very important. And also, see, there are a lot of beginners. I would like to tell them, if you learn English grammar, you can answer 5 or 6 questions. You may get 5 or 6 marks. But if you read a lot, extensive reading, regular reading, you will cross 20 effortlessly. So when you read, what happens, you get exposed to the language, one advantage. You get exposed to a variety of contexts, another advantage. And when you get exposed to a variety of contexts, then you develop contextual awareness. Today, many questions are based on contextual awareness. If you don't have that awareness, in spite of your grammar knowledge, you will not be able to spot the errors. So try to read a lot, then the chances are more to get selected. Read extensively, read a variety of topics, then you are very close to your target. I hope it's clear. So this is purely based on contextual awareness. If you get all the 10, should not be a problem. It won't be a surprise for me. If you don't get, it will be a surprise. Now we'll start with the first one. A decade ago, a financial crisis, Bangkok. Now generally, what do you think the words could be? Happened in Bangkok, occurred in Bangkok, took place in Bangkok, or something else. Based on that awareness, we'll see the options. What is the first option here? This I will do really slowly. And I want you to make a note. You cannot consider the first option. You should know the reason why. Imagine there is a preposition in, then the first option is right. So please write next to the first option in, then you reject because it is not there. Occurred in Bangkok, right, but in is not there. Hit Bangkok, there is a possibility. Hold this one. Striking, it should be in past. What is the reason? Underline the time phrase a decade ago. Decade ago goes into the past. So this is not right. Grammar knowledge. Fueled, does it go with this context? No. And suffered. Suffered, what is the preposition? From, it usually takes, please write the word from. A financial crisis, but someone or some country suffers, not financial crisis. So based on that, this is not right. So what is the answer? A decade ago, a financial crisis hit Bangkok. Grammatically right, Contextually right. We'll move on to the next one. Any new word, I'll give the meaning. During the next 15 months, it swept. Underline the word swept. Generally, we use prepositions like sweep across, sweep through. Typically, 2 words. We'll check the options. What is the first one? Swept in Jakarta. Can you use in? Mark it wrong. Swept upward Jakarta. Ridiculous. Forward, ridiculous. From Jakarta, then you have to use to. Whenever you use from, then you have to use to. But do you see the word to? So reject that. So what is the option you're left with? Swept through Jakarta, Kuala Lumpur, Hong Kong, and Seoul. So what is the answer? The 5th option is the answer. As Asian countries borrowed and spent beyond their means, of thousands lost their jobs. Now, if you read a lot, before you see the option, you think of a particular word, but still we'll check the options. What is the first option here? Tens of thousands. Seems right, hold that one. Few of thousands, is it grammatically right? Mark it wrong. Approximate of thousands. No, approximately thousands. Of should not be there. And several of thousands. No, not right. Mark it wrong. And lives of thousands lost their jobs. That is ridiculous. And when I said tens, I thought you would say yes. But a lot of students said no. What is the right word here? Tens of thousands. That's a standard expression which goes with written English. Don't look at me like that. Answer is the first option. Tens of thousands. Millions of dollars. Some expressions out there. Tens of thousands. Standard expression. So what is the answer here? How many of you have chosen the first option? Please raise your hands. I appreciate all those students. Others don't feel bad. Question number or blank number 14. What is the context here? So as Asian countries borrowed and spent beyond their means, what happened? 1, tens of thousands lost their jobs. Here punctuation problems, so difficult to make out. First thing, tens of thousands lost their jobs. Second thing, it is about underline the word half-built buildings. Underline buildings. What is the word? Dense half-built buildings. Is it right? No, mark it wrong. Dense usually goes with forest. Write the combination. Dense forest. Haunted half-built buildings. Seems right? Hold that one. Combination is right. Whether it goes with this context or not, we'll check later. Haunted buildings. Perfect combination. Please write the combination. Haunted building. Also write haunted house. It's a perfect combination. What is the next one? Abandoned half-built buildings. Abandoned means what? Leave. So write the meaning of the word abandon. Leave. This also seems right. Hold this one. Buried. Does it go with this context? Mark it wrong. Vacate. Vacate, half-built. Is it grammatically correct? Or vacated, half-built. But not complete, then how can you use the word vacate? Only when it is over, you enter, then comes the picture or the idea of vacating. So is it right or wrong? Now you have to decide between one is haunted, the other abandoned. Generally what happens when you have money, you start a project. On the way you lose money, then what do you do? You leave the project. What is the other word for leave? Abandoned. So what is the right word here? It is not haunted. It is abandoned, half-built buildings throughout Asian cities. Now this is a bit difficult. 15, we'll see the options. So abandoned, half-built buildings throughout Asian cities seen as reminders. But there is no verb to be. Are seen as reminders would have been right. So please write the word are before seen. Are seen. But are is not there, so reject that one. Pointed. Can you use the word pointed? No. What is the next one? Showed. Showed as reminders. Why will they show as reminders? That is not right. Stood as reminders. Stand, what is the past? Stood. Stood here means they are there. They are there as reminders. So do you think that is right or wrong? It is right. Hold that one. What is the next one? Forgotten as reminders. That doesn't make any sense. So what is the answer here? The fourth option, these buildings stood as reminders of the shattered hopes. Underline the word shattered. Write the combination. Usually it goes with glass. First you write the word glass. But generally it goes with dreams. Shattered dreams. Also it goes with hopes. Shattered dreams, shattered hopes. Typical combinations. Have you copied? So shattered hopes of, underline not only distinguished entrepreneurs, top distinguished entrepreneurs. On the other side, lower level, what do you say? But also workers. What sort of workers? What is the first one? Undeserving. Is that the right word? Mark it wrong. Incompetent. No, it doesn't go with this context. But write the word competent. That's an important word. Competent means ability. Able to do something. Competent worker means he has the ability to do something. And you write one more word, competency. Skill, ability or skill. And write one typical combination that goes with the workplace. Please write core competency. Core competency. Every person has a special skill. Every industry has a special skill. That is known as core competency. Have you got the meaning? Shall I continue? Thank you. So, core competency, do remember, used at the workplace. There's a saying in English, what is it? If I ask the question, what is more difficult, speaking or listening? Usually what do you say? Speaking. But what is the saying in English? It takes more intelligence to listen than to speak. That means what? Listening is more difficult than speaking. Now I'm speaking, at the same time I can see that side, this side, I can see outside, still my speech is going on. Absolutely no distraction. But I'm busy teaching, someone goes that way, many students, their heads turn, they get distracted. It is not easy to focus. Listening is very difficult. So the saying, what is the saying? It takes more intelligence to listen than to speak. Shall I continue? If you guys are ready to listen, I will continue. What is the question number? What is the next blank? So 17 we got, I think. 16 we got. Or we have to see. Also, undeserving is not right. Incompetent is not right. Greedy. Write the meaning of the word greedy. Greedy means excess desire. Desire, but excess desire. A greedy person. You want something of too much, then we use the word greedy person, not right. Cheap workers, no. The context is a formal context. We cannot use any of these words. And what is the last one? Ordinary workers. Distinguished people, ordinary people. Distinguished entrepreneurs, ordinary workers. So what is the answer based on that? The fifth option is the answer. Asia has come a long way during the past 10 years. Vast economic imbalances no longer what? Seen, valid, exist, present there. So no longer exist. Standard expression. What is the answer? No longer exist. Is that the last one or we have some more? However, market crashes are undertaken even today. Do you undertake market crashes? No, mark it wrong. Are possible even today. This seems the right word, hold that one. or a threat. Threat is also right, but do you see the indefinite article a? Please write the letter A and reject the third option. Market crashes are a threat, right, but you don't see A, so reject. Or a reality, even here you don't see a. Capable, does it go with this context? No. So what is the answer? Market crashes are possible even today, and Asia's best insurance policy to what? The clue for you, please underline the word with. Cope with, deal with. So that seems the right one. Hold the first option. What is the second option here? Combat. Write the meaning of the word combat. Combat means fight. Combat means fight. Does it go with this context? No. And justify. Justify doesn't go with this context. To justify with, that is not grammatically correct. To avert, you cannot use with. Without with, it is right. But avert with, not correct grammatically speaking. Write the meaning of the word avert. I think you got the word yesterday. Avoid. And what is the other word for avoid? I gave yesterday. Thwart. Write the word thwart. Accommodate. Accommodate with, again not grammatically correct. So what is the answer? First option, cope with. Cope with any future crisis is to build what? Perfectly financial systems. Seems right, hold that one. Popular financial systems. The word popular doesn't come into this picture. Formidably, please underline the word and write the word formidable. And write the combination. Generally it goes with enemy. Please write formidable enemy. One combination. Also write formidable task. T-A-S-K. Task. Task means work. Formidable task. Does it go with this context? No, sir. Question from my side, answer also from my side. Now the next one, please put a star mark. What is it? Resilient. You have got this word many a time. Means what? Withstand the problems, the pressures, the hardships, the difficulties, and come up successfully. Come out of that situation successfully. Then what do you say? Resilient nature. Write the combination. Resilient nature. You have to remember the combination. Resilient nature. Fight back. You fight and you emerge a winner. Foreign financial systems. Now what is a word here? Resilient financial systems means what? They can withstand the problems and they can emerge successful. So based on that, the answer is the fourth option. I said there's every possibility to get all the 10 right. I would like to know who has got all the 10 right. This close test. Please give him a big hand. There's one student over there. Let others also know who that student is. They cannot see you that way. Please stand up, turn that side. He is the one who got all the 10 correct. Good, keep it up. Now we'll move on. These questions deal with what? Sync model. 2 sentences, each sentence with a blank. You have to select one word which goes with the first sentence as well as the second sentence. This is a bit difficult, first one. Another smaller lies to the east with a gateway also of the Roman period. The chief ruin, underline the word ruin. Ruin means what? Old building. Actual meaning of ruin, waste. Please write. Ruin means spoil. Please write the word spoil. Don't ruin the party. Means what? Don't spoil the party. But generally this word we use in the plural form. Please write ruins. That means the remains of a monument. The remains. If you go to some historical city, you see a few forts, but you don't see the complete building. Only parts of the building here and there. Then we use the word ruins. What is the meaning of that? Remains. Remains of a monument or a historical building. The cheap ruin is a rectangular walled 238 feet. Here the clue for you, rectangular walled. Now let us see, another smaller door lies, there is a possibility, and it doesn't go with the second sentence. The cheap ruin is a rectangular walled door. That is not right. Vent, write the meaning of the word vent. Vent means opening. Opening. Passage. Also write the word passage. Thorough. Something like a way, a passage. Vent. Enclosure. Enclosure seems the right word. Hold that one. Asylum. Already I've got the meaning. Not relevant here. Cage. Cage doesn't go with this context. You have to decide between door and enclosure. Which one seems better? The third option is the answer, enclosure. A smaller enclosure and rectangular walled enclosure. Something like a room. Okay? But a bit difficult to make out. 22. That opens up a whole new list of subtopics, like was it just a mugger? Underline the word mugger. What is the meaning of that? This goes with American culture. In the US, there's a common thing. Mugging is a common thing, a typical crime. If you're walking alone in the street, early morning or late in the evening, all of a sudden a person appears in front of you, either with a knife or a gun. At gunpoint, he demands money. And it is so common, many Americans keep change in the pocket. If they say no money, it is dangerous. Either they are stabbed or they are shot. The person who demands money is called a mugger, and the act is called mugging. Have you got it? Now, underline the word mugger. Also underline the word or someone he knew. That is one clue for you. Know someone. We'll see the second one. What is the second sentence? The Nevada mines are mostly grouped around the city of Eureka, where the ore occurs in pockets, disseminated. Underline the word disseminated. It's an important word. Write the meaning of that. Spread. Disseminate means spread. But usually this word goes with information. Please write the combination. Dissemination of information. Means what? Spreading information. But here they have used for ore. Disseminated through limestone. What is the first option? Methodical. That doesn't go with this context. Reject that one. Specific mugger. Seems right. And disseminated at specific. That doesn't go with the second sentence. Reject that one. Systematic mugger. Possible. Planned mugger. And what is the second one? Disseminated at systematic. Not correct. Random. A random mugger or a known mugger. That's why I said underline the word new. Known or random means stranger. It goes with the first sentence. And disseminated at random. Perfect expression. So hold the fourth option. What is the fifth one? Planned mugger, right. But disseminated at planned through, not right. So what is the answer based on that? Random is the answer. (23) He had to return it as promised, even knowing it was a rule. A rule could be, write the word stringent. Generally we say strict rule. What is a better word? Strict. Stringent. Stringent rules means what? Strict rules. And it could be a fake rule. Fake. A real, or what is opposite? Fake. He felt the mother's demeanor, means the mood, the behavior, suggested she was preparing a story. What sort of a story? You have to use a word. Now what is the first one? It was a sincere rule. but it doesn't go with the context. Here the context says he had to return it as promised, even knowing it was something negative, not positive. Honest, positive. Sincere, positive. Authentic. Authentic means what? Correct. That is also positive. Factual, positive. And what is the last one? Bogus. This word could be of Indian origin. Generally in Hindi, I think you say Telugu also, bogus. It goes with Indian culture. Means what? Fake. So it was a bogus rule, seems right. And mother was preparing a bogus story. Means not real. So what is the answer? The fifth option is the answer. It will take over a year to complete the task of rebuilding the museum. Since the changes are not, it should only take Sarah a day or two to remodel the kitchen. What is the first option here? Diversified task. It will take over a year to complete the diversified task. Perhaps possibility is there, but since the changes are not diversified, it doesn't go with the second context. Monolithic. Put a star mark. The primary meaning of this, mono means one. Lithic goes with stones. One huge stone, we use the word monolithic. Also write the combination monolithic culture. Monolithic culture. Monolithic culture. Another meaning of monolithic, something very difficult. Please write the second meaning. Very difficult. Formidable. Difficult to handle. Hectic means busy. Please write the meaning of the word hectic. Hectic schedule. Write the combination hectic schedule. Hectic schedule means what? Busy schedule. Stubborn. What is the other word for stubborn? Adamant. Write the word adamant. Usually kids are stubborn or adamant. Means they don't change. Whatever stand they take, they stick to that. Then we use the word stubborn or adamant. Random. Already random, not systematic. Systematic, opposite, random. It doesn't go with this context. Either you have to choose monolithic or hectic. But hectic doesn't go with the second. First one also, complete the hectic task. Busy task, no. So what is the answer now? The second option, monolithic. Monolithic means very difficult. Difficult task. Since the changes are not difficult, you can do that. Is it 25? We deduced that he had some complex by his apparent. Underline the word apparent. Apparent means obvious. Something, it goes without saying. What is the spelling of obvious? Then you write one more word. Oblivious. Oblivious means what? Not aware of the surroundings. Not aware of the surroundings. When you use your mobile, what will happen? You become oblivious of the surroundings. Right or wrong? Fine. So here, he has a terrible reputation. Underline the word terrible. Terrible means what? Bad. I hope you guys are listening attentively. Frankly speaking, I have my own doubts. Terrible, the other day I gave 3 words. See if you can recollect. Terrible means what? Bad. What is the other word for that? I gave, write the word awful. Terrible means bad or awful. Then terrify. Terrify means what? Frighten. Terrify someone. Terrify a kid means what? Frighten a kid. Terrify the candidates. How? Don't give questions related to grammar. Give all the questions related to comprehension. Then the candidates get terrified. And what is the next one? Terrific. Terrific is a positive word. Terrific shot. terrific performance means something positive. So terrible reputation, good or bad? Bad. Now you have to select a positive word or a negative word. Honest, positive. But here you have to recollect one particular rule that goes with articles. Will you say a or an? Why? Generally Indians pronounce this word honest. When you say honest, it is A. But H is silent, then how do you pronounce? Honest. Then it's a mute H or silent H. You have to say an honest person. They give in many exams this one. That's why I had to spend a few minutes. Now Romeo, road Romeo, you all must be knowing. What does it mean? Some guys, they roam in the streets. Why they roam, you all know, I don't have to tell. And they are known as road Romeos. And generally Romeo means a person who is very popular with ladies and who knows how to catch ladies, not literally, okay? Enemy doesn't go with this context. Casanova. Casanova means a person who has a lot of sexual relationships. It's a negative word, completely negative. A man, usually it goes with a man. Man who gets involved with a lot of ladies, relationship, then we use the word Casanova. That's a negative word. Dishonest also a negative word, but it doesn't go with this context. So what is the answer? We deduced, underline the word deduced. Deduction. Deduction means what? One goes with your quant, subtraction, but here what does it mean? Come to a conclusion based on facts. So we deduced that he had a Casanova complex. Means that complex to attract ladies and have contacts. That is right. He has a terrible reputation as a Casanova. That is also right. So what is the answer now? The fourth option is the answer. Usually Indians don't use this word. It goes with English culture. There are certain words we don't use regularly, and there are certain words they use regularly. So cultural differences you won't be able to make out sometimes. The last 5 questions, what do they deal with? Parajumble, easy or difficult? Not very difficult. Let us start with strategy proposed by the Chinese. Do you think it is the first sentence? The initiative, can it be the first sentence? And no. Please underline those words. Primarily the People's Republic of China, the land-based Silk Road economic belt. Not sure, but what is the 5th one? The Silk Road economic belt and the 21st century maritime Silk Road, or the Belt and Road Initiative is a development continuation. It's not complete. So what could be the next one? Is a development strategy. That's a typical combination, development strategy. So what is the first sentence here? E is the first sentence, and the sentence is not complete. Development, and what is the next word? Strategy. It has been split. So A is the second sentence. Strategy proposed by the Chinese government that focuses on connectivity and cooperation between Eurasian countries. 1 and 2 are rather easy. If you get the third one, then you get the correct order. How many of you have chosen D as the third one? D for Delhi. That is the third one. Very good. I will start with that. You got EA. Now the third sentence, D. Primarily the People's Republic of China, PRC, the land-based Silk Road economic belt, and the ocean-going maritime Silk Road, MSR. So after D, what is it? C. And what is the last sentence? And the ocean-going maritime Silk Road. The initiative was known in English as the One Belt, One Road Initiative until 2016. Easy or difficult? I think somewhere something went wrong. How many of you have got EA? Raise your hands. Oh, not too many. And how many of you have got the correct order? EA, D, C, and what is the last one? B is the last one. That's very good, I appreciate. That's it. I thought I would spend only 30 minutes, but it has taken almost 50 minutes. Not bad. So, you have a question you could ask me about this paper. Before I session,